All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am bringing you a makeshift live version of this update because when I just posted a video, I did not see the National Weather Service Tsunami Alert chart. And so we had a 7.8 earthquake hit in Alaska moments ago. I was doing a live stream. I stopped my live stream suddenly because I felt a problem in the force, and that problem was a 7.8 earthquake that hit off of Alaska. And it's pretty shallow. It is 10 kilometers deep. So that is about as shallow as they get. And so I'm not trying to fearmonger, but we did have a 7.8 earthquake, which is a pretty large earthquake. We have a tsunami warning up after a very shallow. Yeah, it's a pretty big, this has it listed as a 7.4. USGS has it listed as a 7.8 southeast of Perryville, Alaska. What concerns me the most is the 10 kilometers, because the shallower they are, the more damage they do. Now, I know that when earthquakes can affect, when they rumble down, that the closer in, the more it can affect our coast. And so this still seems to be pretty far out. But as far as a tsunami generating range, I don't know. It's definitely something to pay attention to. Especially if you are on the west coast of Canada or the USA. I know we should be getting more information in the next hour or two, but like I said, the USGS had it listed as 7.8, and then the NWS has it listed as 7.4. And when you get to above a 7, every increment, even from 7.4 to 7.8, means a whole lot. And so if they don't downgrade it, a 7.8 is a pretty dang serious situation. And so the West Coast would be looking at anywhere 3 to 6 hour range if there was a tsunami generated. We're definitely going to have to keep an eye on the buoys. Because the buoys will tell us a story. But this seems like a pretty major deal. Technically, I've been warning about earthquakes on the west coast of the USA all year and all last year, because we have the gas giants on the same side. Shoot. Well, Oregonians are tough, especially Oregonian mothers. I don't know how close you are to the coast. It was a 7.8 earthquake, and like I said, the generating dot, where is it? Sorry, I'm having to, is there. And so if it were going to be a tsunami for Oregon, hopefully, yeah, you should be safe 50 miles inland. But was this the largest quake? I don't know. And another thing, though, is one of the things they had me looking out for, if you guys don't mind. Give me one moment, please. Thank you. You guys are great. Do 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 do. One thing I do want to point out, and this is what I've been watching for a large earthquake, and I don't know exactly when Neowise is crossing Earth's path, but I've been kind of watching out for whenever the two actually cross. Yeah, much love to all of our Oregonian brothers and sisters, our Washington brothers and sisters, our Californian, our Canadian brothers and sisters. Like I said, it is shallow. It was a 7.8 or 7.4. And so we have anywhere from 3 to 5 hours. Can you tell you something more on the Asia earthquakes? Oh yeah, definitely shout out and prayers to Alaska. Although I don't think Alaska is going to get hit by a tsunami. And I mean, I don't know where it hit. I don't know what type of damage that they've suffered, but 6 miles deep or 8 miles deep is definitely super shallow. And so that's a pretty big earthquake, which should not be taken lightly. I mean, somebody asked about the Asia earthquakes. And like Dutch Sense. I don't know if you guys follow Dutch Sense. He's on the YouTube sometimes now. And he is my go-to. Like I always refer to Cranky Weather Guy, is if I need to check anything on weather, I double check it with Cranky. Dutch Sense is one of the best guys out there when it comes to earthquakes. It's DUTCHSINSE. Although at no point do I recommend his political beliefs, but his earthquake work is fantastic. And technically he might have even predicted something like this. Yeah, I mean, definitely people on the coast. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to fearmonger, but I would like to let everybody know one of the reasons I ended up doing a YouTube channel and became Planetary Defense Commander, which had a 4.8 in Alaska, was because I used to live at my mom's ranch back in 2011. And I remember I couldn't sleep. I got a migraine one night, and that was when the earthquake hit Japan. And I watched in the kitchen at my mom's ranch, I watched a giant tsunami roll over parts of Japan. And it was one of the most horrific things I've ever seen in my life. And so I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, but I am saying that because this is shallow and because this is a 7.4 or higher, people, if you're on the West Coast, I would be paying attention. But we should know a lot more in the near future. Wait, someone's saying that no tsunami generated. Well, they still have a tsunami warning up. So, and this happened like a little while ago. And so the idea that they would call off a tsunami warning within a couple minutes doesn't seem there. Last days, Jesus is coming soon. As a Christian, I got to remind you, they've been saying Jesus has been coming soon for a long time. And so I'd much rather, definitely Jesus is my King of Kings, but it's better if people prepare to be on Earth for the next decade. It's Planetary Defense Commander. I think I'm going to be here for a decade, so if I'm wrong and Jesus shows up tomorrow, I'm going to give him a giant hug regardless of social distancing. When someone said Planet X, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, 4.8. Planet X is messing up. I've been warning of a large earthquake on the West Coast all year because we have something called planetary orbital angular momentum. And that when all these planets are swinging around the sun, it generates pressure on each other and it affects our atmosphere and the inner cores of the planets themselves. And so, I don't know, I like to refer to Planet X as Eris. And I don't necessarily think, I think all the Planet Parade is a bigger deal right now. And the Planet Parade will be driving all the volcanoes and earthquakes of 2020. And so if there's a reason we're definitely watching out for major earthquakes and volcanoes in 2020, it is because there is massive imbalance in our solar system. Yeah, all the planets are definitely interconnected. And so if you're just joining us, we had a 7.8 or 7.4 earthquake. There's still a tsunami warning up. The time range, 7.4, 7.8. The USGS had it listed as a 7.8. See, And if you understand the scale on it, the difference between a 0.4 and a 0.8 is pretty huge. And so let's hope that it gets downgraded. And, it is 11:49 on the West Coast. It is 1:49 here in Texas. And so we will know more. I don't know. I'm having to. The main thing is like the buoy data that we'll have to watch to see. The buoys will give us a heads up on if there is a tsunami, and if there is, how big it will be. This is Jason Paulette, shallow 7.8, and it's shallow. The whole thing was that it's only like 6 to 8 miles deep, which is very, very shallow as far as an earthquake goes. Earthquake in Alaska, no mechanism yet, but hypocentral location would fit with interface thrust event, which would mean that there may be potential for a significant tsunami. And so, I mean, if you, like I said, if you are on the West Coast, please take this seriously. An earthquake has occurred in Alaska. Impacts to the California coast are still being evaluated by the Tsunami Warning Center. We will keep you posted. And whether it is, I mean, there's a big difference between a 7.8 earthquake and a 7.4. And so, and the fact that it was shallow, and guys, it's 2020. So I expect 2020 to be getting extra crazier as the year progresses. And I think I even guessed that tsunami would be we'd be dealing with some tsunamis at some point. And I have been asking everybody to look out for, I have this YouTube channel, so I've been saying, hey, that on the day, I don't know the exact day that Neowise was crossing Earth, but you will get coronal mass ejections and sometimes earthquakes when comets come around. And so, and then if you add all the planets being in a planet parade, the total imbalance of planetary angular momentum, it's that 2020, the universe is going to keep sending us messages that we should definitely be working together as human beings to deal with all the challenges we face. And so this happened 30 minutes ago. And so we should know more on the buoy data. This was a very shallow earthquake. And so hopefully we will know more. Prayer always helps. I believe in the power of prayer 100%. And so any prayer warriors out there that want to pray, technically for everybody on the planet, but those in harm's way by the virus or by the tsunami, I would appreciate you. And then, we've got and then we got our TD7 is definitely getting stronger, but I'll stay on the all right. So the Tsunami Alerts has put out another event picture. So the Tsunami Alert is still active. Hopefully we'll get some good buoy data rolling in. Yeah, I would guess Alaska's safe, but it's the West Coast, just due to the nature of the location. And the NWS is still calling it a 7.8. So the NWS has not downgraded it. Wait, does that mean the NWS upgraded it? I do not know. The USGS still has it listed as a 7.8. And if you'll notice, was that a 3.6 in Oklahoma and then like a 3 in California, I think. And so, but tsunami warning 2, so that's the second tsunami warning that's come out in the last half hour. I think the NWS has actually upgraded it from a 7.4 to a 7.8. And so this is definitely something that we will continue to watch. Tsunami statement has been updated. Threat for mainland USA is still being evaluated. All right, this is the latest update. It was just issued. Public tsunami message number 2, revised alert areas, revised magnitude. So the magnitude has been revised. The tsunami warning remains in effect. A tsunami advisory is now in effect. A tsunami warning for South Alaska and the Alaskan Peninsula, Pacific coasts from Kennedy Entrance, Alaska, 40 miles southwest of Homer, to Unimak Pass, Alaska, the Aleutian Islands, Unima Pass, Alaska. Tsunami advisory in effect for South Alaska and the Alaskan Peninsula and the Aleutian Islands. For other U.S. and Canadian Pacific coasts in North America, the level of tsunami danger is being evaluated. Further information will be provided in supplementary messages. Preliminary earthquake parameters updated. The following parameters are based on a rapid preliminary assessment of the earthquake and changes may occur. Magnitude 7.8. Origin time was 6:13 UTC, 2313 Pacific date time, which would be 11:13, I believe. And the depth is 8 miles, so it is shallow. It is big, 7.8, and it is shallow. And the location of the tsunami does not make me feel good. So we will have to watch. But hopefully we should know more in the future. Actions to protect all. Well, thank you very much. Resistor diode, you're amazing. Okay, but actions to protect all life and property will vary within tsunami warning areas, within tsunami advisory areas. If you are in a tsunami warning area, evacuate inland to higher ground. If you are in a tsunami warning or advisory area, move out of the water, off the beach, away from the harbors, marinas, breakaways, bays, inlets. And so, you're from Kodiak and the alarms are going off. I mean, I've been doing this for a while and it's pretty shallow and it seems like a pretty large earthquake. So it's best to prepare for the worst and pray for the best. And so let me put up the crap. Uno momento, por favor. And so, yeah, we've got, like I said, it would be about 2.5 hours to BC, possibly 3 hours, and a 3 to 6 hour range if it were to affect the West Coast USA. So we've had We had the 7.8, and we've had a 4.8 and a 4.6. And, it's always kind of, I personally, anytime you get a major earthquake up here, it can rattle down the ring of fire. And I've made a video pointing out that you've got multiple volcanoes happening here. I mean, you got the Fuego volcano, the Colima volcano, the Pacaya volcano, Popocatépetl volcano. They have all been erupting in the last few days. So if you were getting major volcano eruption along the ring of fire here and a major earthquake up here, everybody's on high alert. It is 2020. It's a year where the universe is throwing pretty much every single challenge in the book at us, almost like monthly challenges. And so it's best that everybody stay cool. But yeah, if you're on the West Coast, I would, and here, it's, and yeah, even the Schumann resonance level has been ticking up. And although at times Twitter can be a cesspool, it is the best place on earth for up to the minute information. That there's no better place on earth to get up to the minute information than Twitter. So we are staying cool, and I will keep you guys posted. I'm going to try and find more information on the buoys for you guys. And then come back. But it is shallow. And like I said, this is with the comet passing just by Earth. I know there's a lot at play. And so be prepared for 2020 to just keep getting weirder, y'all. So if you're just joining us, we had a 7.8 earthquake that has been confirmed by the USGS and the National Weather Service that happened in Alaska. We do have a tsunami advisory and a tsunami warning up. This earthquake happened about a half of an hour ago. We will have to pay attention to the buoy data to see if we can get any type of a heads up. Now, I want to take this time out to tell everybody again, it's like I've been warning everybody all year about big earthquakes because all the planets are on the same side of the sun, especially the gas giants. It's called planetary angular orbital momentum. And December 21st, 2020, Jupiter and Saturn are going to be lined up. And so we were going to be on the lookout for big earthquakes, big volcano eruptions, and possible tsunamis all year. So now is a great time to be working together. And I don't know if you guys know this, it is hurricane season. And so in the middle of a pandemic, so any type of evacuation scenarios, whether it be for a tsunami or for a hurricane, are going to be extremely complex. So everybody, please stay cool, stay safe. Hoping we get some buoy data. Yeah, I guess the red has warnings and the yellow has advisories, though everybody is under watch. And we have been having super large major fires in the Siberia. And I think that is partially due to earthquake, volcano, and magma action. Volcano and magma action. Like, there have been tons of fires that all start at once in Siberia. And so, what would cause that? I definitely think we're seeing an increase in magma action. Melissa Constanza, Alaska just experienced quite the earthquake, and that is true. And like I said, it was shallow, and it just happened less than an hour ago. This is a new advisory. Tsunami Advisory now issued for larger area along the Alaskan coastline due to 7.8 earthquake. Threat to Canadian and U.S. West Coast still under evaluation. All right, so I put the information out there. Everybody stay cool. I'm going to try and scrounge up the buoy data if I can, and then bring you guys the best information possible. If you're just joining us, we had a very shallow earthquake that was 7.8 magnitude. It has been confirmed by the USGS and the National Weather Service. This happened pretty much at the time, near the time Comet Neowise crossed the orbital path of Earth. We've got all the gas giants on the same side of the sun. Oh, I got one. Uno momento, por favor. Okay, also, I'd like to take 1 second out to say happy birthday to Selena Gomez. We got a coronal mass ejection impact possible this week. We have a new sunspot that is from solar cycle 25. So the sun is slowly starting to wake up. We've got hurricanes that are popping up in the oceans a bit like crazy. We've got major earthquakes, tsunamis. It is 2020. So everybody, please say a prayer for more peace, more kindness, and more teamwork on planet Earth. And pray that the people of Alaska and the West Coast and all over the Earth are safe. Please stay cool. I love you. And once again, happy birthday, Selena. I love you, girl. And I will be back as soon as I can track down some buoy information. All right? Stay cool. Asteroid Fight Club is amazing. All right. Peace out.